Hey, what's up, guys? This is Moon Lord here, and today we're going to talk about Square Enix. Yes, I know you guys are probably tired of hearing about Square Enix, but as I said before, I have a love-hate relationship with Square Enix. I love the company growing up as a young boy, especially playing my favorite JRPGs. They have some of the most memorable IPs that's out there and gave me the best gaming experience that I still remember to this day. Now I'm 37 years old with a 15-year-old daughter. Like, I just love Square, and it's just sad to see that Square is going through the issues that it's going through, and I just hope that they pretty much get their shit together. So what's going on here? So, well, Square has pretty much officially announced that their stocks have essentially plummeted after a disappointing quarter 3 of 2024 earnings. So we're going to definitely go into this article, but before we even do that, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for more gaming content here on this channel. So let us dive right into it. It's still sad to see, but I think Square may be trying to get their act together. We talked about it a few times where now they're going to start going more multi-platform instead of going exclusives. They're going to start worrying about focusing on quality over quantity. Everything, there's a lot of restructuring going on. So this is going to be, in the process of this going on, they're going to be dealing with a lot of the backlash. They're going to be dealing with a lot of the consequences finally catching up to them before they're able to move forward into this new plan, this new strategy that they're trying to do. So let's continue. So it says Square Enix stocks plummet after disappointing quarter 3 2024 earnings. So it says Square Enix stock plummeted over 10 points on Monday, November 11th. The company hence lost the equivalent of hundreds of millions of dollars in the market capitalization, with this turn of events likely being prompted by Square Enix reporting some mixed financial results. Square Enix operating profits has been on a steady decline since its peak in 2022. The Japanese gaming giant's latest financial reports suggested that this trend might have finally reversed, with the company reporting that it has generated 136 million in profits over the 6 months period ending September 2024, a 22% year-on-year increase. And as I said before, right now they're going through a shift period right now where a lot of the games that they already have in development, there's nothing they can pretty much do about these games unless they cancel it. But if they cancel the games, then they're going to have major losses. So they have to clean up with what they already have. As I said before, we won't see any of these shifts in a lot of these companies because, like I said, the culture is rapidly shifting. It's rapidly changing, and now it's time for these companies to adapt. And since they're going to adapt or trying their best to adapt, they still have a lot of games that's in the fold that still has a lot of that cultural poison, which is the lot of the wokeness that they have in these titles that's baked into these games already. And there's nothing they can do about them. They have to let these games go out, and they're going to experience a lot of losses. And once those losses begin to run dry, then we'll start seeing an upturn, when you start seeing profits because of their newer business shift that they have, or business model they have moving forward. But we won't see any of this until within the next 5 maybe 10 years. We'll start seeing a major shift, a major change. But let's move on. Square Enix stock still declined by over 10% by the close of trading at the Tokyo Stock Exchange on Monday, November 11th. Some Japan-based industry watchers speculate this development can be attributed to a number of troubling figures contained in the company's latest financials. Examples: although the operating profit for the reported 6-month period has increased year on year, it has also recently been on a heavy decline, falling 27% in quarter 3 2024. Combined with the fact is that Square Enix premium game sales are down year on year. This decline might be what prompted the investor sell off that caused the company to stock to plummet. And yes, the thing is, Square Enix did this to themselves. Now the chickens are coming home to roost after years upon years. And we're going to get into this because a lot of people still blame it on wokeness and stuff, but people tend to forget that Square Enix was going down a spiral trend anyway before this wokeness has crept in. It's just that the wokeness had pretty much became the icing on the cake that pretty much made their downward spiral go even faster. It just helped push it even more. So the thing is, now the chickens are coming home to roost. you're starting to see that, hey, everything is catching up. Everything that they failed at is now hitting them tenfold. And now they're preparing. They're getting their ducks in line, hopefully, and they're trying to steer the ship, especially with the new leadership that they have going on with the new president and stuff. And we won't probably see any of this until within the next 5 to 10 years. We just want to keep our fingers crossed. So Square Enix lost $350 million in market cap since the start of November 2024. At the beginning of 2024, Square Enix was valued at $4.68 billion based on its stock price and the number of outstanding shares. Now, the thing is, $4.68 billion seems like a lot, but there's a lot of other companies that's even higher than that. So, like, man, that's just nuts. The weekend after its latest consolidated financial report was published, its valuation was approximately $350 million lower. While stock prices aren't always perfectly reflective of any given company's current health, they do indicate investors' sentiment, and investors currently don't seem to be particularly optimistic about Square Enix's near-term prospects. And that's the thing, this is all about the investors, man. And this is what happens when you try to cater to the investors, or your investors come before the gamers or the customers themselves. And this is why they're going through all this. And then, like I said, a lot of these investors aren't gamers. They don't know anything about the culture. All they want to do is have their money flipped. They want their monies doubled. So they don't understand. So what they do is they see trends and think that, hey, this trend is going on. It's making this company this much money. Why don't you do the same thing too? Why don't you add microtransactions in this? Why don't you add pronouns in that, or whatever like that? And then the ESG money, Vanguard, BlackRock, it's a whole rabbit hole. Consulting firms, it's all connected together. It's a network of money. That's all it is. Everybody is putting their hand in the pot, and everybody trying to make money at the expense of the actual consumer base, the gamers themselves, who are fans of these legendary studios. So the Japanese group latest earnings report did not include a sales update on Final Fantasy 16, which the company itself previously said underperformed. And it's so sad. It's always been so much controversy around Final Fantasy 16, as it should be some controversy because of the decisions that they decided to make going into the development of this game. But it seemed like they just want this game to succeed so bad. It's like, no, like, I doubt that it's ever going to reach that high status of older Final Fantasy titles because of the radical change that they have made to this entry of Final Fantasy. I don't think that they were able to pull that off. That's why they decided, like in my video I said before, they want to put this on Xbox. They trying to put this on every platform as possible because it did not reach or meet the standards of a traditional, or what people think what Final Fantasy is supposed to be as a series in the IP itself. So let's move on. The JRPG also has somewhat a quiet PC launch. Yes, very quiet. After finally reaching the Steam back in September 2024, Square Enix last said that Final Fantasy 16 sold 3 million copies on the PS5, but that was during the launch week in June of 2023. According to an average of third-party estimates by Gamalik, VG Insights, and Play Tracker, the game sold roughly 289,000 units on Steam as of November 11th. Yes, like, it's too late. Mostly everybody who really wanted to play the game owned a PS5 and played it on PS5. If you were going to put it on a PC, it should have been day and date, because of that decision of being locked into and being exclusive for Sony, and Sony get first dibs. This is the result of this. Now, it probably would have sold a lot better if they would have just did day and date with PS5 and the PC. And they should just do the Xbox in there too as well. They probably would have saw much better results, but it didn't happen that way because of these stupid exclusives that these third-party companies, mainly specifically Square Enix themselves, keep just diving into, and it's just keep smacking them in the face. So it says, moving forward, Square Enix intends to try to reinvigorate the declining game sales by moving away from exclusivity deals, which we talked about, in favor of multi-platform publishing. The company said as much back in May 2024 when they announced plans to aggressively pursue such a strategy. Before that happens, the developer publisher will release at least one more time PS5 exclusive, the Final Fantasy entry in the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy. Yes, they still have to finish that one before they're able to move forward, which I still have a feeling that Final Fantasy VII trilogy, after Sony makes his money off of it, I have a feeling that's going to eventually come to Xbox. In my personal opinion, I have a feeling that's going to eventually happen, and whatever the next Nintendo Switch is going to be as well. But this is what happens when Square Enix continued to go down their spiral of just fuck ups at the fuck ups at the fuck ups, this is what happens. And now the new president came in and said, yo, we got to change this shit. We got to get ourselves together. And I really hope the best for them. Hopefully they do turn things around moving forward. But time will only tell. So I definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about this whole thing about Square Enix stock plummeting and them just losing money for the third quarter? Definitely want to hear your thoughts on that. And do you think there's some hope for Square Enix moving forward into the near future? So if you like the video, hit the subscribe button and notification bell for more gaming content here on this channel. This is Mugen Lord, sign off. I'll see you game fiends later. Peace out.